which help to reduce inflammation. So the 5 steps you can take to biohack, that's a popular word, your body through your mouth. Get a cone beam, everybody. We do virtual consults in New York and in our offices in the East End of Long Island. I will read your scan and let you know if you have any of these top 10 sources of toxicity and inflammation. You want to remove your infected root canals, non-biologic fillings such as BPA composites and mercury fillings, silver amalgam. They're not silver fillings, they're 52% mercury. The dentist should call them mercury fillings. They're only 26% silver. So it's a fraudulent misrepresentation to call those silver colored fillings silver. They're 52% mercury, the most toxic, neurotoxic element on earth. Get your airway fixed. Check to see if you're going to do a sleep study and cone beam first, clean up your mouth, get your airway fixed, support your immune system before, during, and after dental treatments. Avoid harsh, natural or chemical containing toothpaste and mouthwash. I always put natural in there because just because it says natural does not mean it's good for you. Like tea tree oil and arsenic, they're natural. They occur naturally. Even fluoride occurs naturally. Doesn't mean it's good for you. And I want to thank you. You can follow me here, and I'm happy to come back on for 20 minutes or so and answer some questions as quickly as I can.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Curatola. That was some great information. So I understand that you are at the airport to catch a plane, which would be a good place to be to catch a plane. So okay, so real quickly, so your practice is in Long Island?
Manhattan. I'm in Manhattan at 865th Avenue, and I'm on Long Island, in the Circle in the village of East Hampton.
The village of East Hampton. And for those that want to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you?
You can reach me. I should have put that slide back up at Dr. Jerry Curatola, DrGeryCuratola. And the office website is www.rejuve-health.com. And there is a number if you hit. I think there's a special number for new patients, but if you go to 212-355-4777, that's the best way, and you'll be guided to an onboarding person for new patients. But I do a lot of virtual consults, so somebody can get a cone beam locally. Excuse me. Somebody can get a cone beam locally. I can read it, and they can be on the other side of the planet. I've done consults from people in Africa to people in Asia to right in New York. If they didn't want to come in first, we could do a virtual consult, or you can come in and visit us. We have an amazing team, and maybe we should go to some questions.
Sure. And actually, real quickly, does doing a cone beam is that something that's covered by insurance, or is
It
that
can be. It depends on the person's insurance, but it's a couple $100. It's an amazing diagnostic tool. It almost makes dental x-rays, the old little two-dimensional dental x-rays, obsolete. The problem with this is a lot of dentists don't know how to read this cone beam, and there's so much information. But you can send it by Dropbox, and we can read it, and we can give you an opinion and some advice and diagnostic information that we see on the cone beam.
Thank you. So we have a brief time period. I see that we got a few hands raised, so I'll try to get to those questions as well. Regarding the toothpaste, because obviously everyone who's listening is clearly interested in taking care of themselves. They're willing to go the extra mile, and they're doing what they think is right. A lot of people are using toothpaste without fluoride, like Tom's of Maine, but that has xylitol in it, What you
Right.
beside? I realize you've got a great product that I'm personally interested in checking out. Are there other toothpaste on the market that you'd recommend that they might be able to find in their supermarket?
One of the oldest toothpaste that was around before I was doing my microbiome research with Revitin was a product called, well, there was a product called Auromere, Auromere. But oh, I want to point out, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a lot of toothpaste out there pushing nanohydroxyapatite. That was developed by NASA in the 1970s. It's a synthetic mineral. Okay, it's not natural, it's synthetic, it's a microparticle. It actually penetrates the cell membrane and can damage DNA. And there's toothpaste out there going, wow, we're nanohydroxyapatite, so we could drive that mineral into your enamel. Our body, major principle of biologic medicine is our body has a natural ability to self-regulate and heal. You do not need to shove minerals in there because when the oral microbiome is in balance, there's something called a dental cyalomicrobial complex. Teeth, saliva, and microbes. They work together. The microbes transport minerals from saliva. Can you picture this? The microbes transport minerals from saliva to remineralize your teeth naturally. Your saliva has ionic minerals like calcium and phosphorus. I put ionic minerals in the toothpaste. No nano hydroxy, apatite, nano charcoal, nano anything.
And are there other things that people are doing and going out of their way trying to be healthy, like taking that product that you were just mentioning, that is actually having a counter effect or making our oral health,
Absolutely.
physical health
So the
worse?
greatest amount of misinformation, I thought I was going to cover it, but time just kept going. I was getting as much information out as I can as I'm watching the clock. But the interesting thing is that there's a lot of misinformation about a product with this substance called xylitol, and a lot of people don't know the truth. Xylitol was developed by a subsidiary of DuPont called Danisca in Europe, and the original xylitol, and it was a brilliant invention. Let me say that because they took a bio waste, GMO corn cobs. Everybody hear me? Xylan from GMO corn cobs. And they're out there saying, oh, well, I don't use GMO corn. I use pretty little birch bark. Well, it goes through an industrialized process of hydrogenation. They used rainy nickel as a catalyst, a heavy metal, to make this white powder that was a sugar alternative, another methadone for the heroin industry of the sugar industry. We had aspartame, saccharin. Now we have xylitol, erythritol. Erythritol is even worse. Xylitol is not absorbed or metabolized by the human body. The body sees it as foreign. So it's very disturbing to the oral microbiome. Those were the studies from Finland on keeping strep mutans from sticking to teeth. And so they extrapolated that, say, oh, it prevents cavities. No, it strips the microbiome, disturbs the microbiome. And then you have the other issue is that it's not absorbed or metabolized in the gut. So it goes through your gut and it's been linked to gastric bloating, wicked diarrhea, and all this. So they stopped using it in foods, but it's in a lot of toothpaste. And dentists still swear by it. It's actually a preservative in mouthwash. It's one of the reasons why I haven't come out with a Revitin mouthwash, is because it's parabens and other things that cause this to be a problem. So everyone understand that about xylitol and other things like tea tree oil. Look for that, peppermint oil, and all this. There's all these essential oil combinations. Thieves toothpaste. It's kill, 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 kill. It's time to get out of the chemical business. Time to get out of the scorched earth policy. Make peace with your microbes and do organic gardening in your mouth, please.
So we had a dentist on our panel last night, Dr. Jorgensen.
Jorgensen, yes.
Yeah. And she had mentioned oxalates. So obviously they are part of green vegetables, and everyone's talking about how great vegetables are. This is the real truth about health. Do a lot of plant-based eating here, and green vegetables are an essential part of that, or a vital part of that. So she said that oxalates could be bad for you. What are your thoughts on oxalates and Are they, is it something to be concerned about specifically with your teeth and bones?
I always crack up. I forget I forget the doctor's name. He's all over the internet and he talks about lectins in food. It's Doctor, I'm drawing a
Gundry?
blank. Gundry. He's all about lectins, no lectins. And are we still up?
It looks like something,
Yep.
it looks like you're sharing your screen or
Oh,
someone.
okay. No, I wasn't sharing actually. There we go.
Oh, good.
Okay, thank you. Um, and oxalates are another one of those. Oxalates can be harmful, they can be inflammatory. And so you can minimize them in many ways, right? You can, you can reduce both lectins and oxalates in ways. But I want to make a point here of saying that some oxalates are not really going to be that harmful. If you have tons of oxalates, I think what Dr. Jorgen was saying is somebody who's like green, rug green, rug green, that oxalates can accumulate and have a harmful effect. I haven't done that much research on oxalates, so I don't want to speak that much about it, but I'm always very, very interested in seeing, you know, I am more in tune with the mindset that moderation has always been a key theme in health and longevity. People who are not extreme at anything, even extreme exercise can be harmful. And then there's healthy exercise or moderate exercise, which is very, very helpful. Even long walks, 10,000 steps or whatever. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about the oxalates.